Welcome back to Geeklish, where we learn English through the worlds we love. Today we're going to do a shadowing exercise. Shadowing is a method where you listen, repeat, and follow the rhythm, intonation, and energy of the words. This is not about perfection, it's about flow, confidence, and feeling the story in your voice. You will step into the shoes of one of the most brilliant minds in the Marvel Universe, Tony Stark, the man who built a legend, piece by piece. Today, you will see the world through his eyes, feel his challenges, his inventions, and his journey from danger to heroism. We'll start by listening and repeating short phrases to get comfortable with the words and sounds. If you want, you can skip ahead directly to the full shadowing. Just click the timestamp or chapter in the video to jump straight into the story. Today, we focus on the ed endings, which can be tricky in English. There are three main sounds. T, as in built, collapsed, worked. D, as in designed, saved, breathed. ID, as in needed, wanted, decided. Listen carefully and notice how the endings change. Use these verbs while shadowing. Now, let's step into Tony Stark's story. Repeat after me. Feel each word. English is music, and your voice is the instrument. Before we start the full story, here's how the shadowing exercise will work. Listen carefully to each sentence. Repeat immediately after me, keeping the rhythm and energy. Pay attention to the pronunciation of tricky endings. Immerse yourself in the story. Imagine yourself as Tony Stark, feeling every moment. Remember, shadowing is about feeling the words, not just saying them. The desert stretches endlessly in every direction. Heat rises in wavering waves from the sand, and the sun blazes mercilessly overhead. Every grain clings to your skin, mixing with sweat and dust. Your mouth is dry, throat parched. You awaken slowly, every breath a struggle. There is pain in your chest, a constant reminder of the glowing circle embedded there. The arc reactor pulses softly, a fragile lifeline that keeps you alive. Your hands brush against scattered scraps of metal, wires, and mechanical parts. The tools you once used for invention are now your only hope. You look around the dark cave. Shadows stretch across jagged rock walls, and your mind begins to work. You are not just a prisoner. You are a genius with the means to survive. Jensen's voice whispers through the cave. The device in your chest. It's keeping you alive. You nod, swallowing the lump of fear in your throat. Every movement sends pain through your body, but you focus on your hands. They must be steady. You bend metal, twist wires, connect circuits. One mistake could be fatal. But hesitation is a luxury you cannot afford. Time stretches. Days pass in a haze of heat and exhaustion. You collapsed countless times under the weight of your own body. Yet each time you rose again. You welded, hammered, twisted, and shaped. Sparks flew with every connection. You heard the metal groan, felt it resist, and learned to coax it into obedience. Every failure became a lesson. Every small success a victory. The guards outside think you are building a weapon. They do not understand the complexity of your mind, nor the courage that fuels it. They cannot see the hours you spent calculating, adjusting, testing, and redesigning. You breathed deeply, reminding yourself survival is the only path. You needed to endure. You wanted freedom. You decided not to give up. Night comes, and the desert turns cold. Stars pierce the sky like distant fires, reflecting the determination in your eyes. You huddled near the glowing circle in your chest, watching shadows dance. Your hands were scratched, bleeding, yet still you worked. Your body begged for rest, but your mind was relentless. Every sound, the drip of water, the scrape of metal, the whisper of wind, became a rhythm, a guide. One day, a spark ignites. The first section of your armor fits together. Crude, heavy, but functional. You tested the joints, the circuits, the hydraulics. You stumbled, almost collapsed, but pushed on. Flames erupted as a misfired connection shorted a circuit. Smoke filled the cave. Panic surged, but you calmed yourself. You breathed. You adjusted. You corrected. You learned. As the armor takes shape, your confidence grows. You can feel the power coursing through the mechanical frame. You lifted a scrap of metal and realized you have not just built armor, you have built yourself anew. Every scar, every sleepless night, every miscalculation has led to this moment. You are more than the sum of your failures. You are Iron Man in the making. Finally, the day comes. The alarms of the cave echo as the first test begins. You climb into the armor, crude, heavy, humming with potential. Flames roar, smoke chokes the air. You lift your body, feeling the mechanisms respond. Each movement is a negotiation between human strength and machine power. You stumble, you recover, you rise, you fly. For the first time, the desert beneath you is not a trap. It is a canvas for freedom. Outside, the sun sets in a blaze of gold and crimson. Sand swirls around your boots as you land. Exhausted, but alive. The arc reactor glows in your chest, a reminder of both fragility and strength. You survived. You endured. You rebuilt yourself from scraps, from failure, from pain. You are Iron Man. Back home, the armor is perfected. Sleek, fast, powerful. Every flight through the sky sharpens your skills. Every rescue becomes a test of courage. People see the billionaire, the genius, the inventor, but they do not see the heart behind the machine. You know your true strength is not just in the armor, but in the mind that created it and the courage that drives it. The press gathers. Questions fly. Mr. Stark, is it true you are Iron Man? You pause, you breathe, you smile, and then, calmly, you speak the truth that has been shaping inside you all along. I am Iron Man. The room erupts in noise, cameras flashing, microphones thrust forward, but you stand steady. You are no longer just a man, or a machine, or a name. You are the sum of every risk, every invention, every choice, every failure, and every triumph. You are Iron Man, clever, flawed, strong, and alive. Let's take a moment to practice some important verbs from today's story. They all end with ed, but each one sounds different. Listen carefully and repeat with me. T, unvoiced, soft T sound. Stretched, the desert stretches endlessly. Collapsed, you collapsed countless times. Welded, you welded, hammered. Twisted, you twisted. Shaped, adjusted, you adjusted. Stumbled, you stumbled, almost collapsed. D, voiced, soft D sound. Breathed, you breathed deeply. Followed, Every small success a victory. You followed. Learned. But you calmed yourself. You learned. Survived. You survived. You endured. Designed. You designed new tools. Repaired. You repaired the misfired connection. Created. You created yourself anew. ID. Extra syllable. ID. Sound. Needed. You needed time to think. Wanted. You wanted freedom. Decided. You decided not to give up. Landed. Every flight. You landed. Exploded. Flames erupted. Smoke exploded. The phrase, "I am Iron Man," is short but powerful. In English, it represents self-acceptance and authenticity. It's not just revealing a secret identity. It's about saying, "This is who I am. I'm not hiding. I'm not perfect, but I am real." In a world where people often wear masks, emotional, social, or digital, you, like Tony Stark, can face the world as yourself. Confidence is a combination of pride, honesty, and vulnerability. When you accept yourself, you become unstoppable. You did great today. You didn't just repeat words. You trained your voice, your confidence, your rhythm. That's what shadowing is all about. Becoming fluent not only in sound, but in energy. So next time you face a challenge, remember Tony Stark's moment. Take a deep breath, stand tall, and say to yourself, "I am Iron Man, I am ready, I am enough."